Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Dom and Gonz Sports Talk. We took a short hiatus, but we are back to our regularly scheduled program here on a Sunday evening. Hope you all are doing well. It's good to be back. Dom, you doing okay?
Yeah, man, it's good to be back. Hope everybody enjoyed their holiday. We sure did. Hope you guys did the same. Let's ready to get back into it and talk about some football as the season closely approaches. Well, it's training camp closely approaching.
We're getting real close. We're about
We are getting very close.
Just over 2 weeks away from training camp. And then I looked it up. We're just over 2 months away from the season opener on September the 10th against the Houston Texans at the bank. I'm getting hyped.
I'm getting so hyped. Ready for it.
I forgot to mention, if you're new here, forgot to mention this earlier. If you're new here, I'm Gonz. That's Dom. Welcome to the show. Always looking for new people to come check us out. Leave a DM. Tell us who your favorite team is. Always looking out for new viewers, right, Dom?
Always. If you guys
we like to talk. Oh, go ahead.
If you guys ever feel like you want to join us, want to debate with us, talk about your teams and why they suck, you're always welcome to join the show as well. We can talk about why the Ravens will probably win the Super Bowl this year, this, that, and the third. So do not be afraid to talk to us. We love the conversation.
Yes, sir. All right, so why don't we start talking a little bit of Ravens football? So right now we're in that sort of a dry area where the players are kind of doing their own type of workouts, staying in shape as they prepare for the big training camp opening in a few weeks. So speaking of those off-season private workouts, we have Lamar Jackson working with his top wideouts. New acquisitions, OBJ and Zay Flowers down in Florida. That's pretty cool. And before we talk about that, before we break that down, the significance of that, today was also another special day. It was Lamar Jackson's annual fun day for all the kids down in Florida. I just think, Dom, that's a wonderful, wonderful thing to do for the community, giving back, given an opportunity to meet all these different kids and talk to their parents. I saw he does all that. He tries to talk to everybody that pulls up. So that's very, very, very special for the community. And what was even cooler to me after looking through photos of the event was that OBJ and Zay Flowers also showed up and show their support, even though they're new additions to the squad. So that says a lot that, they're going to help out. They got his back. They're going to help him with his fundraiser. So it shows that not even just on the football field they want to contribute, but they want to help off the field as well. And that speaks a lot to me. It really does.
It does.
So, yeah.
It does. It does say a lot. It also, well, before I say anything, Jason, the fact that you said that is absolute blasphemy, and you should be sent to prison on false charges.
Can we leave the silly comments till after this?
That's just wild. Anyway, Baker Mayfield is not the best quarterback to ever play the game. I don't know where he got that from, but we'll talk about it later time. Anyway, yes, it is great to see that they're all together, that they're all down there in Florida together, getting that work in, but also just building some chemistry. I mean, I feel as though this is probably the best time to do it right before training camp, before the grit and the grind starts. Just getting to know each other, getting to know Zay. I mean, I'm pretty sure he knows OBJ a little bit better than Zay, but it's just good to see that they're coming together. They're attending these events together. I'm just hoping that along with them two, this just goes for the rest of the team as far as building the chemistry, getting everybody acquainted with each other, what everyone's role is going to be. Because I saw something very interesting the other day on Twitter where that says that the Ravens don't really have a true wide receiver one. We just have a bunch of wide receiver twos. So it sprung to me when I saw that, because I was sitting here like, I mean, can I fully argue that? I mean, not right now anyway, because we haven't seen what they can do. But I'm hoping that, as this chemistry builds and as things go throughout training camp, we discover that who our wide receiver one is going to be this year. And, all this off-season stuff will lead to production on the field. Like that's what. But like you said before, the fun day, I'm really glad to see that Lamar, continues to give back to his communities. up there in Florida. It's great to see that he's interacting with the kids. I even saw he threw a touchdown pass to a kid, I think, earlier today, too. So that was pretty fun to see. So it's just great to see these guys getting that work in because, man, do we need them to be clicking when the season starts? We
Yeah.
need them to be clicking.
Well, I like how, and yeah, so they had the fun day, and obviously they've been down there all working together too, off the
Yeah.
field, or sorry, on the field, on the practice field. So that's really good to see. Get the timing down, so then hopefully by training camp they'll be able to show these results that they've been putting in the work over the past few weeks. So that's great because we're
Yeah.
getting real close.
Yes.
We're getting real close.
And time is flying, man. And I don't know if it's just me, but it's feel like it's been like the longest off season ever. Like usually like the time to me it feels like the time just like skittles on by. But this year it just seems like we're waiting forever for football to start. I don't know what
And maybe that's it. Maybe it's just because of the team we have now. Like the roster is,
is it
we're
just
going
our
all.
excitement? Is it excitement level?
I
Is it
think
just
we're
like
just excited for this because I remember the 2011 into 2012 offseason taking forever as well after that Billy Cundiff missed field goal. Going into 2012, we were so excited about the squad, going back, getting revenge of Patriots, which exactly what we did and won the Super Bowl. So hopefully we can do the same sort of thing next year. Let's do it.
yes, let's do it. Like it's time, man. Please.
I don't know, man.
Time.
I feel like this off season has gone very fast. I feel like the time is flying by. Maybe because I've just been away so much. I feel like I'm away every other. You all see here that I'd be recording these in many different locations, and I love doing that. It's a lot of fun. But I really think the time has gone super fast. I was away for 2 weeks, entire half a month. If I can't believe it, and now I'm finally back in the crib recording another one of these, and it's just like we only got 2 weeks of July left, and then we're in August, and then that's preseason already. So football's kind of going full swing there because even though you got the starters already locked in, you got the the depth players fighting for their jobs.
Yeah.
So we're very close to football going
We're
into full.
getting very, very close.
So we hope you're as excited as we are. So as we approach this training camp date, let's talk about some of the Ravens' biggest training camp battles coming up. First of all, I think wide receiver is a huge one because we got a lot of guys now. After these additions, how many total additions? We had Aguilar, Beckham, Zay Flowers. I think that and Laquan Treadwell. I always say that.
Treadmill.
4 additions. So what does this mean for the other guys? So don't forget about the forgotten men. Rashad Bateman is definitely a lock to stay. What does this mean for Devin Duvernay, James Prochet, Tylan Wallace, all these other guys? I may be missing one, but I know those are the big 3 depth players that we have at the wide receiver position. Because Tylan Wallace and James Prochet, Devin Duvernay is definitely ahead of them, in my opinion. But those 2 guys are really in trouble, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Got a lot of guys coming in, especially Aguilar with that performance in minicamp. If he can continue that in training camp, I think he's a lock for the roster as well because he's looking pretty nice, especially in those deep passes. I told you last time in one of our previous shows that one of my favorite plays that I watched on social media was Lamar throwing that dot down the left side to Nelson Aguilar, taking it all the way for a score. That looks really good. That's the kind of big play that we need. So we didn't see that from James Prochet at all or Tylan Wallace. Even though Tylan Wallace, he had a wide open touchdown, but Lamar overthrew it on that Bengals game. I remember I was there. But yeah, so pretty much this is probably at least a top 3 battle in my opinion. Because I don't know if all 3 of those guys are locks to make a roster.
Yeah, I mean, we have to see what the roster looks like after training camp cuts. It's going to be very intriguing to see who we keep. I mean, we just have a lot of pieces that we can utilize in the wide receiver position. I mean, obviously, we know who our main guys will probably be. Like you said, Bateman will be a lock. Zay is a lock. Odell, like, dang it, if he's not a lock, that's a problem. Like, so at that point, I mean, that's pretty much our mains. But I feel like Duve still maintains his spot because not only is he like, I feel like he can be a dynamic receiver, but he's also dynamic with special teams.
Yeah.
So I feel like Duve is still a lock, high key, because his talents can still be utilized in other ways, if not in his like role that he was in last year. Laquan Treadwell, I mean, we just have to see what he can do. Obviously, like we'll see how he is during training camp. But I feel as though you don't pick somebody up like that unless you know that you're confident in their ability. So we'll see how he is coming in. As far as Prochet, I feel like if there's going to be a casualty on that roster, I feel like he might be among those casualties. I don't know if it's just the fact that he hasn't shown us enough or we haven't given him enough opportunity to
I
be
think
enough.
it's a mix of both. It really, he's gotten chances and he's just not performed. Or when he's on the field, he's been flagged for holding or just silly stuff, drops, throwing interceptions on terrible plays when you should just throw it away and live to play another down.
Yeah.
I just don't see, unless he just has an unbelievable training camp in preseason. I really do not see him staying. I really don't, because I don't think another person I'm going to say is a lock is Nelson Aguilar. I really think they're going to keep him as four.
Yeah. I don't think you let that go. You signed him to that deal because you want a veteran presence on there with you, and he's not a bad receiver. I don't want you guys thinking that we think that Nelson Aguilar is a bad receiver. He's a really good receiver. Like, I'm not mad at it at all. It's just that, at the time, it's just that we didn't have Lamar signed. At that point, it was just like, we're signing this guy. What does that mean?
That's all.
Yeah, exactly. It was just,
But then with these guys, like, go crazy because, like, he looked good in minicamp. I know it's just minicamp.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not mad at it.
He looked good.
He's a good receiver.
And he's shown himself that he can be a dynamic receiver, especially on the Eagles. He had a decent year. I believe he's on the Eagles 2 years. One of those years he was pretty good. And I know he had some issues last year, but he had some flashes as a Patriot. He had that one nice catch over the Pittsburgh Steelers that I loved, and I hope he can do that again. But we'll see how he does.
But, yeah, I'm not mad at that at all. I think Aguilar is also a lock. So I feel as though we already locked in, 4 receiver positions already?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 4 receiver spots. So
Duvernay could be a lock, but, I'm not as confident to say he's a lock as I am as, what's his name, Nelson Aguilar.
Yeah.
But he should stay just because, like you said,
I agree.
And he can return punts and
he should be a lock. In my opinion, he should be a lock. He should still be a lock.
I really would be.
Yeah, I wouldn't even want to lose him. Like as fans, I don't think I don't know if I can speak for the whole flock, but I can say that I don't think we should get rid of him. I mean, he's had some crazy moments where he's like, okay, he can be a force to be reckoned with on the field. So he should stay, in my opinion. Like, learn from the other guys, and just continue to get better. So he should be a lock. As far as like that 6th spot, if we need one, that's kind of where it gets touchy as far as like who we keep. Because you could throw Treadwell in there. And don't forget, we also signed all those undrafted rookie free agents. Like, so any of those guys, like anybody who can just show up and ball whenever they can, that's who we need right now.
Who's going to
be the
undrafted rookie that stays on the Ravens this year? Because we always have at least one that we pick up and keep on the squad. We don't know yet, but we can give you these as we progress through training camp.
Right. I have to see how they do.
All them yet.
We have to see how they do.
I will know. Trust me. After week 1 of the preseason, I will let you know.
I mean, honestly though, if we had to choose a position to keep, I feel like we just have to maintain depth at corner. Like, I would want to keep corner depth at like an all-time high because we don't know what could happen or what's going to happen this season. So I'd rather be prepared for the worst rather than not have the riches later in the season in case anything happens. Knocking on wood that it doesn't happen. But at the end of the day, we've seen that when that secondary gets banged up, we are not good. Like, we give up 400-yard games, 500-yard games. Do not remind me of what Burrow and Tua did to us. Like, I don't want to have to go through those things again. So if anything, if we're gonna keep these free agent guys, let's maintain our depth at corner and let's keep going from there. Because I already said I don't think we're gonna do it because we haven't done anything yet. But I feel like we still need pass rush. But I could still be, in my opinion, I would like another veteran pass rusher, whether we bring Justin Houston back or something like that. But let's maintain that depth at the corner, and because I just want to make sure we're locked for this
That'll
season.
be a good thing to look at.
Yeah.
Yeah, you brought up pass rush. Edge rushers. This is a big time for them. Will the Ravens sign that free agent? I think it depends on how they perform in training camp. What can we see from Owe? I mean, we're hearing real high praise. Here we go again from Owe and Ojabo, how they are, flashing into the backfield, doing all this great stuff. So let's put the pads on and see if they can reciprocate that same thing. I think that'll be the difference maker. And don't forget about Robinson, too, our third-round draft pick. And it'll be interesting to see where these guys stack up. Because pass rush is another question mark. Can we trust these young guys, or do we need to go out and pull up or pick up Justin Houston or somebody else?
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. I mean, because like I said, all these workouts have been no pads. You put the pads on, you crank up the heat. Let's see it. I'm ready already.
Yeah, no, this is a huge year for Odafe Owe.
Yep.
We have talked about this multiple times. This is a huge year because these past couple of years we haven't been seeing much like this. And I'm not trying to attack him. I know what he can be capable of. I just want to see it. I just want to see it out there. Now that Ojabo is back, now that you got a new pass rush coach, now that the Calais is not there anymore, even though he was more of an interior defensive lineman, but this is your year to show up and show out.
Mm-hmm.
And we need that this year because our ability to get to the quarterback has lacked for a long time now. And we need that back because we have quarterbacks out here that are doing some outrageous things, in the pocket, out of the pocket, being able to escape. These guys aren't just sitting around anymore. The days of the stationary quarterback, I feel like we're seeing the last of it. And we're seeing the last of those days. These guys now, these young guys, they are getting out of there. At the first moment they panic, they're getting out of there. And we have to be able to get to them because we're going to have another tap dance lesson like the Jeroboam game that I bring up every time. And I don't want that.
No.
So, exactly. So Owe has to step up. This has to be his year.
And sacks. We don't need almost. I don't want almost, because I know a lot of
people
are, if he gets pressure, I mean, no, I want hits on the quarterback.
Yes.
I want fumbles. I don't want the ball to get off because these quarterbacks can throw under pressure. Like the ones you just named, Allen,
exactly.
Holmes, they can get that ball out or just throw it up. And they're talented receiving groups and tight ends.
I'm just going to go get it.
We need them sacked to the ground without the ball being thrown. If the ball comes out, it needs to be a fumble.
Yes.
That's what we want.
That's what we need.
Oh, wait, so close. We don't want
that.
No.
We want almost. We need absolute.
Just incomplete passes. Make the secondary's life easier with a good balanced pass rush from the middle and side.
You brought up the exact point.
Mike McDonald, you getting pressure. That's fine. But there's going to be occasions where you got to sit back in zone and let these guys eat. You really do.
Yes. And you brought up the point I was going to make.
Or even sometimes a three-man pass rush in some cases.
Yes. So, I just want us to be able to do – at that point, you brought up the exact thing I was going to say. Let the secondary get some help because they can only cover – but for so long. Obviously, the routes are going to change. People are going to bounce from their route. The secondary can only do so much for so long. We have to be able to get to the quarterback. The quarterbacks we go against should not be able to call their girl, order dinner, make a reservation for next week. We can't have that. We have to be able to get there. And this pass rush is the most – Yes.
Don't even throw it. I don't care about – under pressure is good, but – under pressure works on a lot of quarterbacks, but not the top quarterback. We need to make sure they are under pressure enough where they make mistakes because they won't make Mahomes is not going to make a mistake when he's under pressure all the time.
Not all the time. No.
If you bring relentless pressure and he's under pressure every play, that's different. But a little under pressure here and there ain't going to affect him at all because that's routine.
No, it's not. And it's history with us. Like, we put Mahomes under pressure, and he still got it himself.
Yeah.
Like, we've seen it. So, at that point, get the pass rush together. This has been my main key focus defensively since the season ended. Like, dude, we need to get this pass rush together. Now, I'm just saying, I'm throwing it out there. I don't know if everybody forgot, but I think Danielle Hunter might still be on the market. I wouldn't mind giving up like a second or a third for him. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, if it helps, like I'm down for it because we have to be able to get to the quarterback. I don't know how helpful he'll be, but I feel as though he's a player that might be beneficial to us. So I would like to see the defensive line feast this year. I do. And I don't know. I'm hoping. I'm being optimistic me, but I just want to see these guys get good sack numbers. I want to see Ojabo. I mean, we saw, like we said before, multiple occasions. We've seen flashes of Ojabo. We didn't get a full season, unfortunately, last year due to his injury. He came back at the end of the season, got that strip sack on Burrow. We saw. So, I mean, that's only a flash. So I can't wait to get a full sample size this year. It's going to be very intriguing.
Both players have had flashes during their rookie seasons.
Yeah.
Oweh had a lot of flashes his rookie year. I thought he was better in the first couple games his rookie year than he was last year. But anyway, speaking of defensive line, interior defensive line is another big point of emphasis in this training camp. We don't have too much depth there. Not too much.
We don't.
We got Travis Jones, Michael Pierce, Broderick Washington, Justin Matabike, and I can't think of anyone else right now. Calais Campbell gone. Is that all we have?
I think that's all we have.
4.
I think right now, that's all we have right now, yeah.
Interesting. So it's very, very thin depth there. I wonder if they're going to bring somebody in to help with that because 4 linemen is not a lot.
It's not.
Because you get tired being up in those trenches. You're going to have to rotate the guys because those are big guys. Those are the meat of your defenses. So that's if we only have 4, I'm going to check on that right now while we talk about this. That is definitely a point of emphasis because
it is. I mean, these are 4 solid guys, though. You know what I mean?
Solid.
They're all 4 very, very solid talents at the D tackle position.
But can Matabike break out even more? I know he's kind of risen up to, he's risen up each year, but can we have a breakout? Can we make an impenetrable defensive line to where nobody can run the ball on us like the Falcons?
I would like that.
Because I know I'm kind of nitpicking at this point, but
But we also need Michael Pierce to finish. Like, we need him to be healthy all year. I feel like that's very important because we didn't get a full year of Michael Pierce because he got injured. I forgot what week that was, but he got injured. So, but then Travis Jones, those guys did a really great job of filling in my opinion. Like, I feel as though they did the best that they could, which I can respect because, I feel like they were showing flashes of being great. But with Michael Pierce being back, like when we get him back, I feel as though we're going to be a lot better. But we just need him to be able to stay healthy throughout the year. And again, I'm going to bring it up again. Strength and conditioning coach, please keep them healthy. So yeah, I mean, we got 4 solid guys in the interior. Again, it was sad to see Calais not get picked back up. I know with the whole Lamar situation at the time, it was kind of hard to determine what we could do and what we could not do.
Speaking of these guys, sorry to cut you off. We did pick up that guy from the Bears. I believe his name was it Trey Botts? Or we have 2 guys on here, Blackson and Botts, 2 interior defensive linemen. One of those guys we picked up from Chicago. Free agent. Remember, just recently. So we do have a little bit more people, but that leaves us with 5. So we still need to look into that a little bit and see how these guys perform. Wouldn't hurt, maybe another undrafted rookie. Who knows? We could,
Who knows?
but yeah. So it's not my concern is not mainly talent. It's more depth. Can these guys hang in there enough? Because I know we already know Michael Pierce's injury history, like you were talking about a second ago. So we'll see, and I'm excited about Travis Jones as well because he season didn't get too many looks, but now with Calais gone, I expect his workload to increase by a pretty decent amount.
But he deserves it, though. I mean, he was playing great last year, in my opinion. I think he was playing really good.
And he's not being thrust into a role. He had a rookie season. He got a chance to learn.
Right.
He, eased in, and now this is his second year. Go ahead and go crazy. He's a big guy. He's 338 pounds, according to the Ravens depth chart. So I'm excited about them. So we've got guys.
We've got guys. We got solid guys, man.
Yeah.
Like, we got really solid guys.
Get a guy that can break out to be Chris Jones or a Haloti Nada or somebody that can wreck a game.
Hey, man, we never really know what we got until they show us.
Right.
So let's give them a year. Let's just let the young dudes. What do we keep saying every time we talk about these young guys? Let's let the young guys loose.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it. Like, why not? What do we have to lose? Well, we have a lot to lose, but you know what I mean. Like, what do we have? Like, we have more to gain at this point than just let them wreak havoc on these offensive lines. Like,
yes, I'm gonna keep rolling with the defense here. Offensively, I don't really feel like. Oh, okay. One thing on offense, I will come across another battle that we will look out for is the right guard position. Or no. Is it right guard or left? No, we still got Zeitler. Sorry. So it'll be left guard, the left guard position. We've got a couple guys that could fill in there. We got Ben Cleveland as one of them, but he has missed some time as well. What do you think? Who do you think is going to be the? I mean, we got Makari too. Don't forget about him.
Makari, yeah, he's played some decent minutes. He's played some decent minutes
on the whole team, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Which is great. So, yeah, who do you think is going to fill in for our left guard?
I mean, I feel like a lot of –
lost Ben Powers this year. So
we did. I know. I do remember
that.
We did lose Powers. The rookie that we drafted, what position does he play?
Oh, the Hawaiian guy.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to botch his name, so I'm not going
to – I'm drawing a blank here, guys. I'm sorry. He does play guard, I think.
Okay.
I think he does guard.
So, I mean, you can throw him into the fire early. And then also that other dude, Voorhees, that guy we drafted who was injured this year but should be back for next year after he recovers from his ACL. Like, I mean, I feel as though by the time next year comes around, our depth at O-line would be pretty solid. But I feel like that rookie, if he steps in, shows good ability during training camp, I mean, honestly, why not? You just don't throw him into the fire early. Just let him get those reps in.
Yeah. This is a big chance for Ben Cleveland, too, because, he's had some issues over the past few years.
He's a huge dude. Ben Cleveland is a huge dude.
Yeah. So this is his battle. The left guard is wide open. Nobody's got it locked. So that'll be a fun one. That is probably, in my opinion, even more interesting than the wide receivers. I think this is going to be huge because this will be who's going to be that guy to fill in, Ben Powers, because Ben Powers did a pretty good job last year, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Who's going to be that guy to be that anchor at left guard for that interior running game? Who can be a good pulling guard too? Because we do like to pull. I'm not sure if Munkin's going to use that, but we what I've seen from us, we like to pull our guards on a lot of running plays.
Yeah.
Especially like one of them. One big one was that Tyler Huntley touchdown run to win us the Broncos game. It was beautiful. Ben Powers did a beautiful pull right up the middle, paved the way, plowed in for the touchdown. Can the guy be a versatile enough? Because I know that Hawaiian round 5 guy is very, very big. Very, very big. Yeah. Can he pull?
That's
we'll see.
Can he pull? Yeah. I mean, we'll we'll definitely see.
Yeah,
I think this is just another one we have to wait and see till training camp. But I'm not too familiar with his game. But I mean, I forgot even where the Ravens drafted him. I don't know if he's like their 5th-round pick, but
he was a late round pick. I can't remember. Drawing a
yeah,
blank. It's been a few months.
yeah, I know it has been a minute. Jeez.
Don't worry, we're gonna get all of our stuff back once this training camp starts. We'll know exactly who's going on, what's going on. Another wide receiver that just crossed my mind as I'm looking through their depth chart. Remember Shamar Bridges from last year? He
Yes,
out
Shamar.
and
Yeah,
disappeared, and ended up not making the active roster. But I don't know. He's huge. He's 6'4". I mean, he's the kind of guy we're looking for. Like, we need a tall. Remember, I was talking about this in the draft when I was talking about Quentin Johnson. We need a tall guy to
tall
go up and get.
receiver. Yeah.
Um,
I mean, we
like,
also had that undrafted. We also had the undrafted free agent rookie. Is Dante Demas Jr.?
yeah,
If I'm
yes, that's right.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah, I feel like he's another tall one too. Like these are guys that we should definitely think about like keeping around long term.
mm-hmm.
You know, like I feel like we've seen flashes of Shamar Bridges, and
we,
he's performed. I feel like up to par, in my opinion.
I got it. Okay, sorry, I've got his name. Big guard, 6'5", Almave Laulalu. That's him. That's him.
Okay, that's him. Okay,
Huge guy, 325, 6'5". Yeah, that is a massive man. So yeah, we'll see. Give him a chance too. I'm really excited to see how these guys perform.
absolutely.
There was one last position battle I wanted to talk about, the defensive backs, because we got quite a slew of them. Obviously I think Rock Ya-Sin's going to make the team.
Yeah, he's a lock.
Like
Yeah,
that.
he's a lock.
We've got Caillou Blue Kelly. Now he was the 5th-round pick that we
He's
had.
the 5th-round pick. I
So
remember that now.
Almave Laulu was the round 6 pick.
6. Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Oh my gosh, Ben Cleveland is 370 pounds at 6. Sorry. I was just scrolling around. So yeah, we've got those 3. We've got a couple other guys. Ardarius Washington. Wait, is he a safety? He might be a safety.
Yeah,
Sorry.
there he is. He's secondary. He's secondary.
Okay, he's safety. I'm just talking corners. Jalen Armour Davis is still on the team. Brandon Stevens played corner, but I think they're going to move him to safety. Don't forget about Trayvon Mullen, also. Some guy
Yeah.
off season
One
is
forgotten man.
another forgotten man, buried. We've got quite a handful of corners here. This is a big offseason for Armour Davis. We said that. Can he step up is this his second year? Or I think. I'm not sure.
I want to say second year, but I think I might be inaccurate.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But
who moves into that third corner spot?
I don't know. This is what I'm saying. We've got a lot of different people. And we'll see what Caillou Blue Kelly does too. Round 5 pick, late round. Not the biggest type of corner. I think he's 5'9" or 5'10". Not your biggest guy, but we'll see. He could play slot. Maybe mix a little bit of these guys on the outside too. Maybe some formations you could put Humphrey at slot. So I don't know. This is another interesting one. 3, 4, 5. Those 3 cornerbacks will be competing hard. I'm excited. Who do you think?
Yeah.
Who's going to fill in at 3?
I mean, if Brandon Stevens gets moved to safety, I wouldn't be surprised if they throw in Jalen Armour Davis in that third spot. I would have to see what Blue Kelly does before I can really solidify my pick.
Mm-hmm.
But for right now, before training camp starts, I'm saying it'll probably be Jalen Armour Davis. If Brandon Stevens doesn't move to safety, it'll be Brandon Stevens. That's just
starting roster, as of now.
Yeah.
Okay.
If the season starts tomorrow, it's going to be Marlo, Rock Ya-Sin, and like I said, if Brandon Stevens doesn't get moved to safety, Brandon Stevens, and then it probably just fills out with the rest. But if this move to safety happens, I'm thinking you probably throw in Jalen Armour-Davis in that third spot.
There's just a mixture of. Oh, and I also
Yeah,
got Seymour. Remember him?
Kevon Seymour. Yeah,
Very good special teamer, so he could make the team as well, just for his special team ability.
yeah,
I don't know. There's just a mess of people. There's just a
yeah.
mess.
That's what I'm saying. Roster cuts
Yeah.
is going to be so interesting
Mm-hmm.
once the 53-man roster has to get like finalized. Like it's
Yeah.
going to be crazy. Once we see who makes it, who doesn't make it, like it's just all going to depend on this stretch of training camp, who is going to show out. And I'm excited to see who maintains it. I honestly have some players that I kind of want to stay on the roster. You know, just not just the main pieces, but like just the secondary pieces as well. Because I feel as though these guys, if you give them a chance, they'll definitely show up. But we'll see, man. Roster cuts is going to be interesting once that time to get to the 53-man. So we'll see.
I think the safeties are a little bit more set
Yeah,
than
that's
yeah.
we're good on
The
that.
a mess after Marlon Humphrey and Rock Ya-Sin. I think Brandon Stevens will probably stay, even though he's moving to safety. So let's take a quick peek at the safeties. This will probably be the last point of emphasis. And then, of course, whatever we see that pops out in training camp when that starts will definitely be on the topic to discuss. We've got obvious locks: Kyle Hamilton, Marcus
Williams, obviously.
Strong safety. For your starters, we've got Geno Stone.
He should be. I feel like he should maintain. Yes, maintain him.
Departure of Chuck Clark. I think Geno Stone.
Yeah, Geno.
Mm-hmm. And then it gets a little bit murkier. Then we've got, now we can put Brandon Stevens over there. I really am excited about that because I think he would be just a much better safety. Because cornerback, he was just kind of hanging by a thread. But we talked about this last time. He gave it all. He tried his best, and I appreciated him for that.
Yes, we know how our last guest felt about Brandon Stevens.
Yeah. Hey, I like the guy. I really do.
He's a cool guy. I think he's a cool guy. Yeah. I do. I love Brandon Stevens. It's just
him being at safety, I feel like would just help him out a lot more. He could play a lot more loose. Have to look over the shoulder every single minute. He could kind of go
penalties.
Yeah,
less penalties.
And then
I would like that.
A little bit. And then we come to Ardarius Washington, some guy that's kind of been forgotten. He's dealt with injuries too. Didn't he get hurt last year and miss the whole year?
I believe so because he didn't really. I don't think he even played. I don't think he played a snap last year.
I believe he is one of the people in question because we just have guys now. We really do. And all these other guys have gotten, like Geno Stone has really gone up, in my opinion, the past few years. He's gotten a lot of chances.
Absolutely. I feel like his spot, like where he is right now, his spot is solidified.
Yeah, I think so. I think we've got our safeties right now. So, I don't know. This is going to be interesting, and we're excited about it. We're counting down the days. Training camp opens up on the 26th, so we'll be ready to talk about it when that happens.
Yes.
Yeah. I guess we can go ahead and wrap up. Anything else, Dom?
No. I mean, just excited to see what training camp brings us. Can't wait to see that LJ to OBJ connection. It should be a good one. I'm hoping it's going to be a good one. I'm just excited for training camp. I mean, I feel like this has been long overdue, but we've been excited for a training camp.
First offense, yes.
This is our first. Like, I feel like this is the first time we've been excited for to see the offense on the field. And I mean, Lamar's been here for a while, so we're always excited to see him. But this is the fact that we're happy to see him throw the ball to people who we can also trust. So, it's going to be good. DeMarcus Robinson was great last year, so let's not do all that. He was good for us. Bateman, if he would have been healthy, who knows? But yeah, I'm excited for training camp just to see the guys back at it. All the guys get healthy again. J.K. Dobbins, I feel like is gonna feast this year. Like this, J.K. Dobbins. I know we said we're gonna wrap up. My last point, J.K. Dobbins. is going to feast this year. JK is going to remind everyone, and I'm just putting this out there now.
Second, there was one thing I meant to ask you, and you kind of just answer it. Who do you think is going to be the breakout player? Your way too early prediction for breakout player of 2023.
It's going to be JK. It's going to be JK. He, like, I'm telling you guys right. I'm telling y'all right now, from what I'm seeing, but his mentality right now is he's about to feast on every single game. He is going to be like, you guys saw what he did on one leg last year. Wait till he's had a full time to rest, recuperate, just get himself together for this season. JK is about to come back and just remind everybody who he is, why he's here, and why we drafted him. And I am excited to see it.
Yeah.
That too. Contract year. So at that point now, this is his time to show up. He's going to show out, and I am excited to see it because, boy, was he electric when he came back in last year. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. I'm still mad we didn't give him the ball on the goal line.
No sulking allowed. Come on.
Never mind. I said we weren't going to talk about it. I'm sorry. It just pops up in my head every once in a while. But he's going to feast this year. I'm excited to see it. He's going to be great. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for JK to show us who the hell he is because it's time. It's time for him to do so.
That's a good pick. I'm going to go – oh, man. This is so hard. I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to go on the defensive side of the ball. I want to pick one of the defensive linemen, but I don't know. I feel like any of them could break out, and any of them can't. I'm going to just go ahead and say it. Let's go ahead and do David Ojabo, full healthy offseason.
That's a good pick.
Round one talent that we got in the second round due to injury. Let's go ahead. Let's get him 8 sacks.
That's a good number to come off this. Yes.
I feel like that he definitely has the ability to do it. When he's healthy. We saw what he did at Michigan. We can I don't know. I feel like he could be this year's Matt Judon breakout. You know, remember when that happened? Or this year's Tyus Bowser breakout back when he broke out a few years ago. Yeah. I think he could be the next guy to get if you could get double-digit sacks, that'd be insane. But nobody, unless you're So I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I'm gonna go with David Ojabo. I think he can do his thing. And gosh, I'm drawing a blank for our defensive coordinator's name.
Oh, McDonald.
Yeah, and Mike McDonald's defense. Rotate him in, make him a dominant force from the edge. I think he's got the skill set to do it. Yeah, I really do.
I love that pick. I love that pick so much. I would love to see Ojabo go crazy. Kobe, yeah. I do see your point. Andrews is probably also going to be somebody to keep an eye on this year.
Oh yeah,
especially with Tom Monken's offense.
Our question was though, what player do we think is going to break out? I mean, we already know Andrews is an.
We know who Andrews is. He got lost a little bit last year in the with all the injuries and things like that. But this year, I think he is somebody to keep an eye on this year, just because of Tom Monken's offense and all the weapons we have now. He should be able to free roam without being double teamed and things like that. Because everybody knows he was our target.
Everybody should be getting touches.
Exactly.
Exactly. It's hard to double both, or maybe if not every game, it could be somebody's great game this week, somebody else's great game next week, because defenses are week per week. Oh, there you go, Dom. You got a Dobbins.
I'm telling you, and you can come back to this video.
Watch this video.
When Dobbins goes crazy this year, I called it. I'm calling it right now before training camp even happens. I'm calling it. Dobbins is having a prime year. It is this year. I'm seeing it.
Just a moment. Go back and watch
this. You can come back. It'll be here.
Full take on it.
It'll be.
He literally.
Here. It'll be right here. It'll be right here. Dobbins breakout season is coming. It's this year. I'm telling y'all, it is this year.
That's a good pick with me. I'd love nothing more for him to.
And we would love to see it. We will.
Yeah, take us all the way to the Super Bowl. anyway, guys, glad to be back. We're glad you spent some of your evening with us tonight. I love the activity in the chat. That's awesome. But anyway, let us know what your team's up to in their little void before their training camp. Let us know what you're excited about, what kind of matchups you're excited about. So yeah, we can go ahead and call it here. Dom, any last moments?
Oh no, man. Want to just thank everybody for coming back. We are back at it with our regularly scheduled programming. We will see you guys next Sunday for Dom and Gonz Sports Talk.
Yeah. And if you're on YouTube, don't forget to leave a like down below, or leave a like and a comment down below if you enjoyed. So yeah.
Alrighty.
We'll see you next Sunday.
Gonz. We out here.